Alright, I am making this because, I don't know, I'm just not really in a good mood because this thing is pathetic. So, I'm gonna do a video I haven't done, I did years ago, 2019 around there, and I haven't thought about doing another video of an update of it since then. So, as you can see, there's a ton of logos here, and this is my Boss Nation lore. So these are logos I've been making since 2017, and I've wanted to, consistently make these for as long as I can. And I'll kind of be sharing some lore about them, some that are my favorites and whatnot. So it's gonna be a long video, so do keep that in mind. So the first one, I'm just gonna go from the top. The first one, the Boss Speedcore logo from 2000 and I believe it was 2024 when I made this. This is the current logo of it. Now it's a lot more visually appealing since, of course, compared to some of the earlier logos that you'll be seeing from 2018, 2019 around there. They aren't as hyper realistic like this one is. Kind of not hyper realistic, pretty decently detailed and whatnot. But speedcore, if you know what speedcore is, it's basically an EDM genre with beats going over like 175 at least, because I don't know if speedcore is counted at 165 or above. But yeah, that's that logo. Next up is the Boss House compilations. This was the Pride Month logo I made for it. Now, I made this a year after I made the main Boss Nation Pride Month logos in 2021. So these compilation logos are kind of a little odd. Now the hands, you might notice that they are they're put in gold and whatnot, gold Sharpie. Well, that's what I was gonna do, or I wasn't gonna do that to where these hands, they were gonna be just drawn in. But I got some purple when I was doing the outlining of it, it got in. So there's that. Next is the Boss Rap 7-year anniversary logo. This was made in 2000. This was actually made last year, I believe. I think. Now this logo was kind of a little bit botched. You kind of see it there with the 7, but I kind of was speedrunning this one a little bit. But yeah, this was when Boss Rap's anniversary was, which will be coming in December 3rd of this year for the 8-year anniversary logo. So that'll be cool. Next is the Boss Base 4-year anniversary logo. So we kind of went back by 3 years. This was made in 2021. Now, I'm not really a personal fan of how I did this one since the S's are a little awkward. They're not supposed to bend like this. They're supposed to bend like this, where it's something like that. But you'll notice it in one of the the current Boss Base logo, but that's the 4-year anniversary one. Next is the Boss House actual Pride Month logo, which was made in 2021. Not much else I can really say other than yellow Sharpie. Kind of love it. It was kind of got everywhere on that logo, unfortunately. Speaking of Pride Month logos, this is probably going to be a controversial one because knowing how the internet is nowadays, but here's the Boss Room Based Trans logo for Pride Month. Now, these logos themselves, the Pride Month logos, haven't been used since 2022, or they haven't been used since 2023, since, I don't know, celebrating it nowadays is very fucking hostile, so these logos aren't coming back. Here's the Boss Chill 2020 modern era logo. There were two considered modern eras. There was the pre-modern era, which was logos that were made in 2019 and looked like this, where I updated these in 2020 and called it the postmodern era logo. So this is the Boss Chill one. This would get an update, but there's something funny about some of the Boss Chill logos that I'll go over later. Next is the Boss Rap Pride Month logo. It was kind of a little botched. I'm not sure how that happened, and it was really odd. And the microphone, dear God, that thing is crooked. Next is the Boss Glitch postmodern era logo. This one's a little sloppy, because I kind of made these I made these logos in one paper, these compilation logos, as these smaller logos are supposed to be like compilations. But I made them like all in like one paper, and some of these got like really skinny, while others had to be like recreated on a separate paper. I still have the photo, but can't really send it. Here's the Boss Glitch Pride Month logo. Again, yellow Sharpie be doing absolutely wonders. Here's the R&B one. I'll talk about R&B when I get to the latest logo I made for it. But here's this one. It's a little odd as well. These music notes were supposed to be like sort of like scaled or whatnot. I tried doing that as best I could on paper. And here's the compilation one made a year later. So there's that. Here's the Boss Chill one. This is probably my favorite one I made at the time, as it's, you know, the bisexual flag. Not much else I can really say other than this is probably the most notable one I made. I changed the color on that one, though, because originally it was a much more brighter blue. I'm just checking something. All right. The Dubstep Pride Month one. I guess I was like, because I was sorting these logos, and I guess... Sorry about that. But when I was making these, or when I was shuffling these logos around, I guess I got like all the Pride ones on the top or something. And here's the Glitch one. This is probably my favorite one I made out of all the Glitch logo, out of like all the compilation logos for Glitch. But we haven't gotten to the current one. Here's the throwback logo for Boss House compilations. This was made in 2021, and this kind of combines like two eras into one. That's what with these throwback logos are like considered as like eras being mixed. Here's the Boss Speedcore compilations one. It's a little sloppy because I was trying to fit these in without making it oversized. And then here's the Boss Bass one. Couldn't turn flash on, I guess, but... Alright, here we go. So we got Side Boss Nation logos. These are like logos I make for my friends or myself. Here's the Nyx Moon one I made for Evan. This was made as his birthday gift. It's a little sloppy because, again, I was rushing this at the time. Oh, dear. See, that's the issue. I don't want to do that because I could roll it over with my chair. Let's do this. Next up. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay, well, never mind. I guess we're going to be looking at this one first. Thunderpen logo. Made in 2020, but not in the postmodern era. This was made in like August 15th, around there. Anyway, here's the Boss Trap 7-year anniversary logo, but this was was one I kind of like thought about making, or thought about using as the official one, but I realized that this is a lot more compressed, so... Or this might actually be the one I did use. I don't remember, but there's two of these that you'll find. We'll see the other one. Here's the first ever Boss Bass boosted logo. Now I recreated this in 2020, so obviously I'm doing this as like a replica. But it basically looked like that, concept art wise, because I didn't make the actual Boss Bass logo until like, I want to say like October 2018. I don't remember. This is a Sour Patch King logo. That's a friend logo. Guess I accidentally grabbed that one. Boss Dubstep's first ever logo. The B was really odd. This is from 2018. Not August. October 14th of 2018, which that anniversary is coming up. So I'm hoping to make a logo for that on its anniversary. Here's the Boss Speedcore 5-year anniversary logo from 2023, I believe. Yes, it would be 2023 because 2022 was 5-year anniversaries for that. But there's that. Looks really nice. That's probably my favorite Speedcore logo. There's the other Thunderpen logo. This would only be the only other one I would make because I thought the logo was just too good at the time. Former Side Boss Nation members are in this pile as well. There's the first ever Boss Speedcore logo. Again, made as a replica. I don't know what happened there, but there's that. Here's the Boss Bass 5th anniversary logo in 2022. It's all gold, silver. That, by the way, is in the Boss Nation lore, that's the considered owner. His name's like I just put his first name because I didn't put his last name. It's kind of like weird. Here's my Side Boss Nation logo. Now, I got inspiration from a different artist, and I kind of just drew it on my on paper. And I only now noticed this, but like this little divot there. Yikes. But I made this in 2022 when my last Side Boss Nation logo I made of myself was in 2020, which we'll get to that. Or no, not 2020, 2019. This is the Boss R&B logo. This would be the second most, no, not the second most recent, like third or fourth most recent one. But that's what it looks like. It's not really like appealing. Speed Core Pride Month logo. It's hard to hold this one really. As for the Speed Core compilations, this was a part of the pre-modern era. This probably goes down as one of the more blander logos I made, but it's not the worst one in my opinion. I made some worse ones. Dubstep's postmodern era logo. Now this would get changed in 2021. And when we get to that logo, I'll tell more about that, but you can kind of see why I changed this one because it's kind of got like all the space over here. And if I were to cut it, say like this, it'd be a small logo. But then again, at the time, I didn't think of that. So here's the Boss Rap Throwback logo of 2021. This was in honor of its fourth ever logo. I almost said third. You can see with these Throwback Month logos, these are made in the modern twist of these members. And here's the Boss Rap logo in the post-modern era. Yeah, I messed that up. And then I made a new logo for it, which, again, we'll get to that. Boss Glitch's 3-year anniversary logo in 2022, I believe. It's hard to tell, like, what it's saying, but if you, like, put it, like, over here, then you kind of see it. But you would probably think that, like, that's an O and whatnot, but it's just all gold. Here's the Princess Earthy. This was the updated from Postmodern Era logo, which I do not see in that pile right at the moment. It's a really cool one, though. I really liked how this turned out. It was the logo for her for a while. The Boss Base 3-year anniversary logo in 2022. I made this, like, I think, like, a day late, though. I don't remember, but it was around there. Here's my sister's logo. This would be the last one I would make for her, as she would be the first Boss Nation member to departure, alongside with the channel I made. This, I think, is probably one of my least favorite logos I've made. Here's the Boss Glitch. Now, I believe this was, with this logo, this is like a rainbow logo, you think like, oh, it's like something special. I think in the timeline, this is when the channel hit 2, 3, 4 million around there. No, not like, if you look at these channels, they don't show up, obviously, but like, this isn't my lore, so. But I remember this has Fall With, which I played, which is a no copyright sound song that was uploaded, and I played it with that logo. Boss Base, or should I say Boss Base Boosted's throwback logo in 2021. This is how I kind of imagined if I were to do like the current, you know, logo of it, if it was like all like this. But it looks so odd. And also on top of that, the reason I didn't, you know, make it be like, oh, 2 giant S's or whatnot. I couldn't physically find a way to do that at the time. But I think if I like did it like current year, I'd find a way to do it. But yeah, these O's, by the way, they're distracting. Boss Rap's Pride Month logo compilation edition. Not much else I can really say there. This is my oldest brother-in-law now. This was the final logo I made for him, but this logo managed to stay until 2023 when I said, fuck it, because he's married now to my sister. I retired it, so. Ugh, sorry. Anyway, Boss House compilations, or not compilations, Boss House. This is the summer throwback logos I made in 2020, and I gotta say, these are all pretty bad. This is probably one of the few exceptions. It's kind of like a day and night cycle, as you can kind of tell what I was trying to do. I tried doing that with every logo. There's the Olivia logo that I made on her birthday in 2021. This was the first one I made. Based on her OC at the time. I don't know if she still has it, because she has so many fucking OCs. Boss Speed Core throwback logo of, I believe this was 2023, because this logo would be used again next year. But this was part of Summer Throwback in 2023, and this was in honor of its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 logo that was made in September of 2019, which we'll get to that. Here's the Boss Base. This was the 30 million logo. I don't like this at all. Like, I was trying to do like combining like 2 eras into one, and then like on top of that, like putting the modern twist on it with like the rainbow colors, but it just looks so weird. Here's the Boss Chill Pride Month logo. Not much else I can really say there. Again, this is gonna be a long video, so you can like skip through it or pause and look at it. Here's well, this is her dead name, but this is the Austin Benson logo I made on her birthday in 2021. Now, the weird part about this is that the B, you may notice, like, I'll put the Boss House 2-year anniversary logo, which was made in 2021. Oh, fuck. Made in 2021. But you can see, like, it has, like, you know, it's, like, shaped like a 3. This one, I just went, it was, like, so weird. But here's the Boss House 2-year anniversary logo. Hold on. Sorry, dog wanted to be out of the room. But yeah, this is based on the red and black logo, which you saw with this one, but we'll get to that. Here's the Boss Rap logo I was talking about. Now, the weird part about this, okay, you already see it, but that right there, that tape, that's been there since 2018. And I don't feel like ripping it off because, excuse me, because if I did, I think this would like actually physically rip off. So, and like when I first made this logo, you kind of see it there, but I kind of cut a little too much to where this was like hanging off, so I just taped it. It's also like very sloppy. This is also the only logo that had like color filled in like letters with like just outline letters of like that same color. It's like super weird. Here's the Boss Glitch. This is the postmodern era logo. It's a lot better than another one that's coming up. Boss Speed Core Compilations postmodern logo. Again, messed up there. I would recreate this logo eventually, which we'll get to that. Here's the most recent Boss R&B logo that I made. This was back in 2023, so it's been 2 years since I made a logo of Boss R&B. And this was made during Summer Throwback in honor of its first logo. Now, halfway through Summer Throwback of 2023, I made the decision that Boss R&B won't be a part of Main Boss Nation anymore. So it was the first ever Boss Nation member that basically left Boss Nation as a whole and went on to Side Boss Nation, quote unquote. And ever since then, the channel of this has been like very inactive. Like it hasn't uploaded in like almost 2 years. Actually, no, it has been 2 years essentially, to my knowledge. Here's the Boss Base Pride Month logo. Again, yellow Sharpie. Well, this wasn't even necessarily yellow Sharpie. You can kind of see it was kind of like, I don't know, I forgot what that color is called, like lime or something. It's like so weird. Here's the first Boss Rap logo, of course, made as a replica. This is kind of how I imagine it. Or no, this is how I remember it. I have an idea. Let me pause real quick. All right, just decided to give up on that. Here's the Boss Trap 5-year anniversary logo, which was made in 2022. And obviously, I absolutely love this. This was a part of the 5-year anniversary, and I couldn't believe it. I made like these logos for like 5 years up to that point. This is weirdly the only logo that I had like a swirl in the back, which was like really awkward, but there's that. Really nice logo, in my opinion. One of my favorites I've ever created. Although, hold on a second. Never mind. Oh, hey, there it is. I made another 5-year anniversary logo, but it was taped on my door, and it was like a full art. I call those essentially full arts, where it's like I take the whole paper and draw it. All right, now things get easier. Here's the 8-year anniversary logo. This was the most recent, August 7th. 2025. And I made this basically as good as I possibly could because I had a lot of ideas before this, but this was about the best I could do. And I think it looks really nice, especially with the stars being as like the fill-ins for like some of the empty space. For kind of like to just let you know about these like stars, the black one is the very first era. The blue one was for the second, like, or the first ever logo that had like a different color, which was the blue logo. Oh, the Speaking Sports Ball, I need to watch that. This like black square with like white around it. This is a logo that I made where it was the first ever Boss Nation logo that wasn't like a circle. The black and blue is a part of the first logo I made in 2019, which was like one of the most notable. Blue and orange was a part of like the first ever summer edition logo. The blue and red, I kind of skipped there, but the blue and red is the like first logo that combined like two colors into one, which would become like a staple. And then this one right here is a part of the pre-modern era. I was gonna put another one, which was the like mountain logo, but I thought like this was like perfectly fine. And this final one is just like a thank you star, and this in the middle is all the Boss Nation members, which we'll get to that one. Here's the Boss Glitch logo I made in August of 2020. I tried making a Legend of Zelda there, but it's just like, when you look at it, it's like impossible to see. Here's the first Princess Earthy logo. Now this is one that suffered a lot as this got water damaged, but look at this logo. This is the most sloppiest logo I've ever done. I mean, like, the eye, again, like, I've had an issue with drawing eyes at that point. The S is, like, fucking dented. I don't know what I was thinking with the bottom connecting all of that, because that's not a T, that's not an H, and that's barely a fucking Y. It's so weird. Thank God I updated that logo. Here's the current Nyx Moon Reigns logo. Still part, or just Nyx Moon, part of the background. I was thinking about updating this, but I don't know. I'll have to see. I made this in 2022. Next is the Boss Trap Throwback logo of 2024. This was in honor of two eras, this being the old and this being the current. And I made like buildings there because that's what essentially the first logo was supposed to be. But I gave up on that idea. And then there's the mountains. I really like how this turned out. It's a lot better than I thought it would. Oh, yeah, two logos here. Oh, here we go. So this is the current Cine logo. It's kind of my laziest logo, I'm going to be real, but like, I don't know how else I would have done this. It was kind of based on the full art thing I did, which I made a new one recently, so I might like make that into this. So, and here's the first of the current Boss Nation members' current logos. This is Dubstep's current logo, although I might remake that because of this going on here. But as you can see, like, I kind of did like something a lot different. I still really like this. Like, even if you like look at this at like a distance and you don't see it, it still looks really good. So it's the first of the modern logos. So I'll twist this a little bit. Here's my current Side Boss Nation logo, inspired by It's Sugar Morning, which I fucking loved this like little stance that she gave her OCs, or like her character and whatnot, and I just said, fuck it, I'll make it. If I turn this around, you can see I accidentally did that, so that I had to make the eyes silver, so. But it still looks fine even with it, so. Might remake it, who knows? Here's the current Boss Chill logo. Really like how this one turned out. Well, mishap up there, but it's perfectly fine. It's a lot better than any other logo I made for this at the time. It's got dolphins, got seagulls, birds, essentially, and that's supposed to be like all the 10 Boss Nation members, so that's pretty neat. Here's the, not yet I guess, current Boss Base logo, and I absolutely am a fan of this. This was actually made in 2023, while those two over there that I just showed were made in 2025. The Cine one was in 2024, but this one was made in 2023, and I haven't gotten tired of it. It looks so fucking sick. So it's a little hassle over there, but again, really like how this turned out. Here's the Boss Rap 4th anniversary logo. I showed the Boss Base one not too long ago. It's kind of a little sloppy though, unfortunately. Current drum and bass logo. This one I am a real fan of because it looks so much better than it was. especially because now the O is actually the record, and on top of that, I updated this, and the drum is actually like, you know, how it was supposed to be. Because on the digital arts I've done for these logos, because I did those first, that's what it was supposed to look like. Here's the first R&B logo. This was this was a remake in 2020. That's how the B was on the original logo. Now, I remember it was a lot more bigger, obviously, but I remember it had like some like drawing up there, but I didn't erase that because it was essentially going to be cutting through the R, so there's that. Here's the current glitch logo. This is how I wanted to do the logo for so long, and it just looks so fucking... It looks so much more better like this. The G's a lot more like curved and whatnot. It just looks a lot better like this, if I'm going to be real. Just such a nice logo. Here's the drum bass throwback logo of 20... I believe this is 2021, yeah, because I just remembered. This was in honor of its second ever logo. Here's the current Boss House logo. Now, this took me several times to do, and I still am kind of mixed on it because it's kind of like unbalanced on some sides. But the hands, thank God, they look a lot better than any other hands I did. I mean, other than that thumb. I can't really do good thumbs at all. But I'm proud of this logo. But this took me so many attempts to do, though. It's probably the logo I spent the longest doing. And that was recreated in 2025. Ugh, sorry. Here's the Boss Speed Core compilations logo. This was its first one. Just black and white. Here's, so there were, in the the pre-modern era, there were 4 logos that I essentially redid. But it's also because they had, like, that on them. Here was one of them. And it's a shame, because this one actually looks really good, but I don't know. That E, I don't know about that, but this was the first Boss Speed Core, technically, pre-modern era logo. I think it's like right here. No, I guess not. Here's the Boss Speed Core 1-year anniversary logo. Also, again, kind of screwed over by water damage, but you can also see it's kind of got like stains on it. I don't know what caused this. There was a time where I was kind of experimenting where the O was kind of like cursive, but like you know, slanted like that. But obviously, it doesn't look too good now. It looks like it's like a second D. These S's though, it's really funny. I got 3 here. Here's the Boss Drum and Bass compilations logo, which was the logo for it for, I think, at least until this year when it got updated. So this logo lasted a long time, like 5 years. It's incredible. Or no, I think it was changed in 2024. I might be wrong. Here's the Boss Bass compilation's second ever logo, which was inspired by the Inverse logo, which I will get to that, which is one of my favorite logos I've ever created, by the way. And then here's the current Boss Chill compilations logo. Although I think I might have recreated this one, so I don't know. If this isn't the current one, if this is the current one, then yeah, I might recreate that. This is the glitch logo of 2023. It's a little wonky, but I really like this as well. This is a really odd, like, coin. I was trying to like make it like 3D. Here's that Boss Speed Core black logo I was talking about. This was its 6th ever logo. Here's the Boss Chill logo now. This was the first ever. And don't mind the, like, wear on it, but look. It doesn't say chill. It says Phil or whatever. Like, kill or whatever. It's sadly bad. I didn't realize it until, like, September of, like, 2019, which was so funny. That was made on December 22nd of 2018. Making it the 7th member. No, yes, 7th member. Here's the first, technically, Boss R&B logo that I had saved. And I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was trying to go, like, with a 3D. But I guess I just didn't, like, connect it. This is a weird logo, by the way. R&B's creation, or when I first made the first logo, was on October 17th of 2018. So, like, 4 days apart. Or not 4 days, or 3 days apart. Here's the glitch logo. This was made in March of 2022, almost at 23. And I made this as like a replica logo. Here's the current, no, that's not. This is the dubstep updated logo, compilations updated logo, and this was made, I think, in October of 2021. Here's the Boss House Postmodern era compilations logo. That hand is super spiky. Mother's home. I don't know if she's gonna open the door. Here's the drum bass 6th anniversary logo. I tried drawing like years in there. It's so odd. I don't know. I kind of speed through that one as well because I realized it was like a day ago, or like a day away. Here's the Boss Chill logo that was made in December of 2021, and this wouldn't be updated until this year or so, and we already saw that logo, so that's pretty cool. Here's Boss Funk. This is the latest member of Boss Nation. Oh god, latest member of Boss Nation. I think this is the second logo because yeah, this is the second logo. This was made in early 2024 because I felt like I needed and updated it. Which its anniversary is September 20th, so it's already passed. There's the Boss Rap logo that I talked about earlier, where it would get updated in September, and it stayed like this until this year. I hate that. Can't erase that. If I had like rubbing alcohol, I probably would have got rid of that, but too late. It's my first Alexis logo. It's my sister. 7 first places. I don't remember what that was about. The Boss Rap logo of 2018. This was late 2018. Although I think I made this in, like, I don't know. This logo, I don't know if I made it in late 2018 or early 2019. Although I know the logo was supposed to debut in 2018, so there's that. And then here's the current Boss Rap logo. Or no, this was the failed one, because as you can see, I did that and I tried erasing that. That was just my door. That's my dog. You can see it has like different music notes. Let me pause real quick. And the brightness is gone. Well, and then here's the Boss Dubstep logo I was talking about that wouldn't go unchanged until this year. You can kind of see why I let it stay for so long, although I might just like revert it back to this. But for some reason with Boss Dubstep, it's always got like some issue going on, and like I just leave it there. Here's the Boss Bass. This was the 20 million logo. This is what I meant by the inverse logo, by the way, so to keep that in mind. Here's the Boss Font compilations. This was the first logo of it. Made on the same day, I believe. Excuse me. Here's the Boss Bass logo. This was when I first called it Boss Bass at the time instead of Bass Boosted. And I don't know what happened to this, but I kind of liked how this looked. But now that I look at it, I'm like, this is very odd. Because I think I tried cropping out all the white on it. I never did that again. This is the, this was the postmodern era Boss Rap compilation logo, but I think this was updated eventually. Everybody's texting me now, great. This is the Boss Trap 4th anniversary logo, one of the biggest logos I've ever made. It's also very odd as well, like you can see it like right there. It's like super odd. Here's the 6th anniversary logo there. Oh, we're getting all the Boss Traps now. 6th anniversary logo. Oh god. Oh fuck, hold on. Okay, I was wondering if I could do that and then just see if it like did something. Anyway, here's the 6th anniversary logo, as I said. Stars are kind of same on that. Here's the current Boss Trap compilations logo. This wouldn't be updated for almost 5 years as well. This wouldn't go updated until like 4 years later. There's the Devon logo. Hope this loads, because I'm tired of fucking having internet issues today. Here's the Boss Trap summer logo that I was talking about, by the way. I talked about this. Okay, this might distract me, unfortunately. Anyway, here's Boss Glitch's throwback logo in October, I believe. But this is when they like just hit that milestone, so. Here's the Boss Chill pre-modern era logo. Now, surprisingly enough, I didn't change this until like, I think, sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. I think I didn't change it until like like 10 months after? I don't remember. I know it was in September, though, but I don't remember the exact date. Although I think I do. I'd have to look at my server, though. Here's the Boss dubstep throwback logo. Or, not dubstep, drum bass throwback logo. Comprised of 3 eras, the red and the purple. Here's the Boss Chill. I think this is the postmodern era logo. But I made this in like September, so. Next we got, oh, here we go. So this was the logo this was another logo I was talking about earlier. And it's notable on the Boss Trap Anniversary logos. And this is what it looks like. This is the black and blue logo. Now, I remember I was going to make this with like another separate logo. And I think I still have the paper of it to where I cut it out and whatnot. So this is what it looks like. You can see why I kind of was attached to it, because I just really loved how it like turned out. It was like really cool at the time. Here's the Boss House Boss House throwback logo of 2021. Now, obviously, you can tell it was called Boss House Music at the time, but I separated this too much to where I have like a hand right there, and I just said fuck it. Obviously, I didn't return it. Here's the Boss Rap Black logo, which was made in 2019. I think it was like late March, but I didn't make it official until like April of 2019. It's a little odd as well. Oh, we're going like now into 2019 logos. Here's the chill one. Again, doesn't say chill, and on top of that, I don't know what I was doing here. I'm glad I didn't like do this with the Boss Trap logo that I had as like a plan at the time, because oh god, if I imagine like with this and like the T if they were connected. Oh my god, it looks so bad. I got pinged. Oh my god, shut up, Discord. I don't care about that. Anyway. Here's the Boss Bass Inverse. This is what I was talking about. And I absolutely love how this looks. And obviously, you know I would remake this. But dude, this logo, man. Holy, is it so fucking beautiful. Even to this day, it still looks good. Here was the actual postmodern, no, not postmodern, pre-modern Boss Speedcore logo. It looks a lot less good because that wasn't like as pointy. And I only made that because I was speeding through it. Here's the dubstep logo. It's second ever logo. This was released. Now I don't remember when I made this. I think it was March when this came out. And the inverse logo, to my knowledge, I think was February when it came out. So I don't exactly remember when these both came out, but I know it was early in 2019. This inverse logo, like this like little sliced inverse logo, was made in September of 2019. And it doesn't look too bad. I think I could like maybe recreate this and it would look a little better. And then this logo right here. Now, I actually recreated this in 2020 because I lost the original logo to this one. But there's a video that I still have saved on my PC, I think. Let me find it. And here's the video. This is from 2019. And see, that's the logo it was. And that's how I kind of just imagined it at the time. But yeah, this is what the logo looked like. Alright, this is what I did as like a recreation of it. So it's pretty cool to see that I did recreate this, but not in the way I intended to. Because I would eventually, I would make this logo. And this was like as a recreation, because I don't know where that logo went. Because I think it was like right here or something. Or I lost it and accidentally threw it away. I don't know. Also, not shocking, he fucking won the race. But yeah, that's what that logo was. Here's the dubstep throwback logo now. I don't exactly remember if this is the 2021 version, because there are so many versions of this logo that were made as like a throwback. Hold on, let me get the brightness. Okay, there you go. But yeah, this was that logo. Obviously made the orange, by the way. I'll get to that as to why I did that. Here's the first ever Boss Trap logo, but this was recreated in 2021, and I made it just how I did, where I put my paper like this and made the logo like that. So obviously it has like still the pencil outline intentionally. So like it has like all the intentional stuff, but this was essentially the first logo. Now there was another one though, which we'll get to that. Here's probably my least favorite logo I've ever made, the Boss Trap blue square logo, as I counted it. You can see why I hate this. it's not fully, like, you know, connected. This is cut off. It's small. And this logo, I think, is like one of the shortest lasting ones I did, because I would recreate this until like December 21st or so, which we'll get to that logo. Here is the Boss Chill Postmodern Era logo, the actual one. If I just do this, you can see it. But here's that. Here's the Boss Rep Postmodern Era logo as well. This would also be recreated. Oh my god. Mother walked in. She needed peroxide because something was on her finger and it hurt. Here's the Boss... Nope, never mind. Boss Rep first compilations logo. Okay. Now I'm mad. Anyway, get to this one. Here it is. It just looks so fucking good, man. I wish this was the current... Like, if I didn't have, like, certain logo standards, this would definitely be the logo. Like, no doubt. This would be the logo currently. Anyway, here is the... Pushing those in. Here's the failed logo. The first, technically, glitch logo, but it's not even spelled glitch. It's glitch. And I didn't notice it until, like, November 28th, when all these logos were supposed to debut. So I had it like this, and then I realized it on, like, the 27th. I was like, oh, shit! I was like, no. We'll get to the actual one. Ew! We'll get to the actual one. Here's the Boss Rep... Sorry. The actual... Dude, I seriously hate this fucking PC. The actual, like, Boss R&B compilation logo. This would be the latest one I would do. I seriously hate this fucking PC, dude. It's so fucking annoying. Here's the drum bass. This would be the Postmodern Era logo. And then, as you can tell, there's the Speedcore compilations logo. I think this is actually still the current one. I might be wrong. Here's the Boss Speedcore throwback logo of 2021. And I think this would be reused again. I don't remember when, though, but it was reused. Here is, and we still got a shit ton to go. Like, there's still a lot to go here. Here's the Boss House Postmodern Era logo, but this was made in November. Or it was made in October, but didn't debut until November. It looks really cool. Here is the... Oh, yeah, here we go. So here's the actual 7-year anniversary logo. Oh, something just fell. But yeah, this is the actual logo that I used. And then here's the Boss Trap Pride Month logo. I need to make sure I didn't, like, run something, like, nothing's on the ground. Okay. So there's that. The Boss Space. This would be, like, the new, like, Visuals era logo, as I considered it, because this was, like, when this, like, art style was made. But I didn't do that for Boss Trap for so long because I was so addicted to, like, the blue and red logo. Here's the... let's mix that up a bit. Okay. Here's the Boss House compilation logo. Nothing else I can really say there. That was the pre-modern era. Same with this one is the drum and bass one. Here's the R&B throwback logo. As you can tell, this was a throwback of you-know-what. Here's the first Cine logo. It's a little off because I kind of wanted to make it, like, outlined a little bit. It was, like, so weird. Here's the Boss Bass Summer throwback logo. This is probably my least favorite logo I've ever done because when you look at it, it's like, what the hell is going on with this? Again, I was trying to combine, like, the throwback inverse logo again, but it just doesn't work. Next, we got the Boss Speedcore Summer throwback logo. Now, this was actually kind of just made as, like a little nice little twist on it because it was a little different at the time. Because it's like, what if it wasn't, like, evil? What if it was good? And essentially, it was this. I was thinking about remaking it for 2021, but I didn't do it. And here's the, this was the logo made for its 2-year anniversary in 2020. And it looks really fucking good even to this day, but this was my favorite logo for a while. Boss Stuff Set Summer Throwback logo made in honor of the orange logo. Again, we'll get to that logo when I get to it. Here's the Boss R&B Postmodern Era logo. It's a little odd because it was a completely different color compared to the other one that we've seen, or that I've showed. Here's the Boss Drum Bass Summer Throwback logo. I had to make sure I didn't say dubstep. Honor of its first logo, which was orange. And then here's Chill's Summer Throwback, which was kind of like a different take on the, you know, logo again. Because in the actual logo, it's essentially nighttime, but it says like made as a like daytime cycle. So there's the Boss Chill pretty modern logo. Took me a minute to realize what it was. I got a big pile here, so I'm just gonna go through this. Boss Dubstep 6th anniversary logo. Hopefully, we'll make a 7-year anniversary logo, and this isn't really that bad. It still looks pretty good. It's a little sloppy though, because it's like really like crumpling. Here's the Glitch, first ever Glitch compilations logo. Because Glitch actually was a part of the the pre-modern era logos. So R&B Summer Throwback, which is in honor of the Aqua logo, which looks like this, or which we'll get to actually. Dubstep. This is the postmodern era logo. This would get recreated as I showed earlier. The R&B postmodern logo. This obviously got recreated because what the hell are these S's? I didn't realize how bad these are. Good God. Boss Dubstep. This was the 2023 recreation, I'm pretty sure. So there's that. I got an itch in my ear, which I'm trying to go as quick as I can. There we go. This is the Glitch. This was, I think, made before Summer Throwback, if I had to guess. What was that? Like before the Summer Throwback. I'll just say that. Here's the Boss Bass compilations, the first ever compilation logo of its kind. So there's something interesting about that. Really love this. Still really cool to see it. Here's the second considered Boss Bass boosted logo, which was, it looked like this, and I thought this was like really cool at the time. Excuse me. Nowadays, it would probably do something like that. Here's the Boss House Black in Red logo. This is the logo that was seen in the Summer Throwback, was seen on the 2-year anniversary. And this is essentially just like my favorite logo ever, because this combination was so fucking cool. It's not my favorite that I've ever created, but like the combination looked really cool. Here's my pre-modern logo. Got affected by something. I don't remember what it was. It was like some perfume or some shit. Which this includes like every Boss Nation color at the time, like members like color, because I made it, you know. Anyway, Speedcore postmodern era logo. These wings are a little off. I don't know what I was doing with these. It looks like just a bunch of checkered boards. This obviously got recreated. And funnily enough, it would be in 2021. The Devon postmodern logo. This also got recreated in early 2021. It's notable with the earthy logo, like I said earlier, because this is what it used to look like. And that's not an E. It looks so fucking off. I mean, again, the eye. It's like, I cannot make a good eye. Like, it's ridiculous on how bad I can draw eyes. Like, not like, you know, eyes. Like, the letter I. It's so bad. Here's the Glitch 5-year anniversary logo. This was made in 2023? Or was this 24? I think this is 24. Here's the Boss Bass 7-year anniversary logo, also made last year. Those are hearts in the middle, by the way. I tried just doing it as easy as I could. Boss Rep pre-modern era logo. The compilations, I should say. I didn't specify it. Boss Speedcore second logo. This is how it would look, as it was the first color that first Boss Nation member that just had like white as a background for it. Boss Rap pre-modern era logo. This is like a weird like crop, by the way. I don't know what I was doing with that. I almost was tempted to cut that off like a few years ago. Current drum and bass logo. No, this is the one that was made in 2023, and this would be unchanged for like 2 years. So just keep that in mind. Here's the Boss Rap logo. This was made alongside with those other two on the same day. I think I made those all on the same day as like replicas, yeah. Special Side Boss Nation members is like J Pony, who is considered like popular artist on Boss Nation at the time. So I just made his like own like Side Boss Nation logo. Here's the pre-modern R&B compilations logo. Here's the house postmodern updated logo. I think in like what 2021. I think this is the 2021 version, or this could be the one I made in like 2024. But then again, I would know. And then here's the other special Side Boss Nation artist member, which was King the Bass. Just simple logo. This is the chill logo I was talking about, where this was made in like September of 2020. I made it just have like actual color, so it was kind of just cool all the time. Here's the drum and bass compilations logo. I think this is the current one. I might be wrong, but it's around there. Here's the Devon logo. This was the pre-modern logo, I think. Yes, this is the pre-modern, because the Sharpie is a lot more like thicker. So, plus I showed that. Here's the orange dubstep logo, which I made in November, but I made it in October, but didn't make it the official logo until November. And even then, this logo had a very short stay. It only lasted until November 28th, which was when the pre-modern era started. Speaking of that, this is like post-pre-modern era R&B. Here's the drum bass first compilation logo. Try to go a little quicker. Here's the current Boss Trap logo, and this has been the same since 2023. Obviously, I don't know if I could really like change this, because again, I made these on digital as well. So here's the first dubstep compilations logo. I didn't have like the actual light blue Sharpie at the time, so I just made the dark blue be the color. Here's the Boss Trap summer throwback of 2023. Pretty interesting that I made this again. This like 10-star though is probably the best I ever drew it. Like, that's crazy how good that is. Here's the Boss Trap red and blue and red logo, as I mentioned earlier. It's a really nice logo, by the way. Like, if it wasn't fucked up though, because you see that, and that too. They're all fucked up. Here's the 2-year anniversary logo, but this one got super water damaged, and I tried like flattening it. I remember I tried flattening it with like 2 pieces that I used as like seam.js ramps at the time, and I still do. And you can see it's like still rippled. Like, look at that. Ouch. Here's the Boss House Music, like Boss House compilation logo, and this just looks so fucking smooth. It's like surprisingly smooth, even though there's like this and that. It's still surprisingly smooth for 2019. We're getting almost to the end here. Here's the Boss Rap compilations. I think this is the current compilations logo. I might be wrong because I don't know if I made another version of it. Here's the dubstep. This was the failed logo, as that B just did not stick with me. Ha, rhymes. But there's that. It's also because it got like paint on it. You can see it. Here's the updated Boss Trap logo that was made in 2020 on February 15th, along with Boss Bass, which also got that same treatment. I thought it just looked better if like the stars were actually colored instead of it just being like all the same color. So this is the Boss Rap throwback logo, which was I think the 2024 version. And that's about all I can say. I'm just like multitasking a little bit here. Here's the Boss House first compilation logo, and this was back then when it was called Boss House Music, as it would be the first of its kind. So there's that, and it looks super cool. Here's the Boss Funk, I think, current compilations. Oh fuck, hold on. Okay, how the fuck did I gain points? I didn't even do the full race. I was lagging so bad. Anyway, Boss Funk logo. Here's the current glitch one. Went from one current to the next. This is the actual, you know, not N64, SNES controller, which I was thinking about doing that. This is the Princess Earthy pre-modern logo. And I thought this looked really good. But again, the eye, it's just like, why? Why did I just make everything like so fucking like inconsistent? And here's my first Side Boss Nation logo. This was after I made the Princess Earthy one, I think. This is the Boss Trap Pride Month logo. You see a lot of detail went into that. That was the first year when I came out. I'll just say that. Boss Drum Bass's first logo, which was orange, but I made it have an outline, so it looked really cool. Because Chill and Drum Bass were supposed to be the only two logos I had that, and that didn't last, unfortunately. Here's the Boss Trap, or should I just say Boss throwback logo. Looks so fucking weird. Because I didn't even realize it. I didn't even notice. I didn't even say, like, it didn't say trap on it. So it was like, it's such a weird, like, anomaly now. It's like, how did I make that into a logo? Here's the current Boss Speak, the third Boss Speak Core logo now. This got ripped because this was, like, kind of dangling. But look at this S. What the fuck happened? And it's also, because I was trying to do something like, you know, with, like, the nations having, like, some stuff connected. I was trying to do that, but with, like, the S's. It was, like, so weird. It's a weird hybrid logo. Boss Bass Postmodern Era logo, which managed to be the logo for a very long time. Until, of course, I made the updated logo in 2023. Here's the Drum and Bass Red logo that I showed as a throwback. The and is questionable. And then here's the Chill logo where I finally realized the H wasn't there. And then again, it's just like... it's so annoying how I never got consistent with eyes. Here's the first Glitch logo, and this got, unfortunately, stained. I don't know what it was. I remember it was like something in like a bottle or something, and like accidentally like did this. And I was like, oh shit. Like it leaked through, and it was like, ugh. Again, eye. Here's the Boss Bass pre-modern logo. It's got like a weird like, I don't know if it was like a water like droplet or something that got on it, but that's essentially what I think happened. Here's the Boss Speed Core logo that got updated in 2021. This actually makes not the hands, like the wings actually look a lot more like devil-like, you know? So there's that. Here's the first R&B logo. R&B compilations logo. And again, I didn't have the exact color. Did I say aqua? I meant turquoise. I keep forgetting that's a color. And then here's its pre-modern actual logo. Again, the "and" was really weird. Here's the dubstep one. Dubstep compilations. Here's the current Earthy logo, which has been the same since 2022. Although I do think I should recreate this. Here's the other proposed Boss Trap logo that I recreated. Yeah, it was like that because I was thinking about having it be like a building or something, but never did that. Oh boy, that's what I have a story about. So this drum and bass logo, you might be like, why the hell is it yellow? And was this a part of like a throwback month or something? Yes, this was a part of the 2024 throwback month, and obviously I kind of slopped through it because a lot of yellow was like seeping through it. But a long time ago, I made a yellow Boss Drum bass logo, and I never used it because the only reason I didn't do it was because I had the A be the and. So it looked like it was saying Boss Dab. It was so bad. I just gave up on that, and then I let it be the orange logo until I made the red logo, like, not too long after. So there's that story. Here's the Glitch Compilations logo. This was the throwback of 2021. R&B's throwback of 2021 as well. Turquoise. Boss Bass's throwback. Obviously, you can tell it's inverse. Here's Chill's throwback, which I will get to why it's like this. Here's Speed Cores. And then there's Raps. I don't know where the other ones are. We'll get to them. Getting closer to the end here. I got the Boss Bass pre-modern logo. Again, had the same issue, which is why I recreated this logo. Here's the Glitch throwback of 2020. I believe this is 2022. Or no, not 2022. 2023. Sorry, check something. Here's the Boss Bass throwback compilations throwback, which I think was made in 2024, or was it made this year? I don't remember. No, it was last year, because I didn't do a throwback for this year because I was making sure my PC survived. Here's the Chill throwback logo. This one is super fucking cool though. I love how slick this is. The Boss Base, so we got two of them. Here's the current Boss Base compilations logo, and then here's the House current one. I thought these just looked like a lot more cleaner. They just look a lot better. This is Dubstep's throwback of 2024, I believe. Excuse me. As you can tell, I didn't really have like any other idea on how to like really approach as a dubstep throwback because again, all the logos almost were like identical. This is probably the most laziest logo I did, which is the Boss Chill Compilations logo of 2019. It's lazy because just adjusting my tower here. It's lazy because I just left it as that. I don't know why. Drum Bass's Pride Month compilation throwback logo. House's 6th anniversary logo. I made this like quick. This was this year, by the way. I think. Keyboard is I think. Here's the first Funk logo. Made in 2022. Here's House's postmodern logo. Again, recreated this like because that's not a peace sign. And also, I think he has an extra, like, one of these has, like, an extra thing. Yeah, this one does. What the hell? Here's the, actually, no, I think, no. This is the postmodern compilation logo. But this was made on the same day as, like, Dubstep and the House one. Here's the Boss Rap second logo, replica. Here's Chill's, 6th anniversary logo. I mean, look at that. It's huge. Looks really clean, too, surprisingly. I think the dolphin was a little off, though. Here's the Speedcore logo that I made in, like, early 2019. Obviously, you can tell it's gone through stuff. Here's the compilation logo. This isn't the current one for Speedcore. I think, actually, the one I showed earlier was, but this was the one I made in 2018. Or, not 2018, 2021. It was made on the same day as the Rap logo update. And here's the Mountain logo. It's kind of like a hybrid logo, I feel like. Here's the Boss Bass updated logo, as I was talking about a few entries ago. I don't know what caused that. Like, seriously, I don't know what caused that. Like, what's that supposed to be? Residue? I don't know. Here's the House 5-year anniversary logo from last year. Made it so fucking quick. Boss Bass's pre-modern, or not pre-modern, post-modern logo. And this was left unchanged until, I think, like, 2024, which that compilation logo was made. Here's the Rap throwback of 2020. A lot better than most, I would say. But still kind of sloppy. Here's the Trap post-modern compilation logo. And this wouldn't be changed until 2024, which is impressive. It's one of the longest lasting logos that got unchanged, that didn't get unchanged. Now, I remember in 2018, I made a Boss Trap compilation logo, and it was supposed to be the first essential compilation logo I made, but I lost it because it was so small, and also I didn't consider it as like an official thing. And I recreated it, but it wasn't like this. I think the T was a lot more different. So, there's that. And then here's the pre-modern one. Very tiny. Look at this. Here's the 3-year anniversary logo. We're getting towards the end here. Made in 2020. Rap's 20 million logo in early 2020. Combined like 3 eras, but I'm also not a fan of that logo either. Here's Drum Bass's postmodern logo. And again, this one get changed until 2023. Crazy. Throwback compilation logo for Dubstep. House's 1-year anniversary, which is, again, very odd. It just looks weird. There's supposed to be a hand there, I think, but I didn't think of that. The Speedcore compilation's updated logo of August 15th, or August 20th, I actually think. It's a lot better than the one that, I was using at the time. Here's the Dubstep pre-modern logo. This was the actual one that was used. Here's the Dubstep Pride logo. I might as well just, show the drum and bass throwback logo of 2023. Obviously in honor of its first logo. Here's the Olivia logo. Oh no, this is the rap compilations logo that's used right now, because that other one was a little bit of a sloppy crop or cutout. And then here's the current dubstep. Here's the current chill. Or no, I don't think this actually is the current. No, it doesn't look like it. I'll remember. And then here's the current rap one, which again doesn't look too different compared to the actual final final. Here's the current funk logo, a lot different. I love this end, by the way. It looks really cool. House is throwback in 2023. Again, just looks really nice. This was the updated Boss Bass compilation logo, because this is when I realized there was like a water stain or something like that on it, and I just made this. Looks honestly worse. Yeah, we're near the end here. We got a few logos left. We got the Chill 30 million logo. Finally a good dolphin. Too bad I didn't make this as the official logo. Here's Rap's 5-year anniversary logo. Skip that. Here's the Tina logo. This would be the only other one I made of her for her, kind of. Here's the current house. No, not the current house. The pre-modern house logo. Unfortunately, I messed up on the other hand, because here's the other one. This was the one that failed. And when you see it, like, first of all, 2 of the hands I had to black out because it kind of got overlapped. This hand is crooked. This has like only 2 fingers, and this hand's flipping you off. You can kind of see I made that one different for a reason. We're gonna go to all the Boss Trap ones now. Here's the considered most popular, because the most popular upload was made with this, but this is a replica logo. Yep, again, replica. Because if I recall, I have it still, I think I still have it. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, it also has the rap logo, but yeah, here's what it looked like. Obviously it was taken from my actual, camera. And then here's the rap one, or the R&B one. You can kind of see that one fail. Yeah, you can see, there's the drawing of theirs, so, that's the funny part about it. I was trying to see if there was, something else I saved on there. Oh, shit, right. I have to press the Windows key, because for some reason, if I click out of that when I'm viewing it, yeah, just because it's gone. Yeah, no, nothing else important there. We're going to go through all the Boss Trap ones for last. Here's the last of the other Boss Nation members, and this is the Aqua logo. Or the turquoise, god damn it! I don't know language. Anyway. Here's the rainbow logo. This was when Boss Trap hit 1 million. And that was still not colored in. And I've left it like that. And I hate this logo. Here's the Boss Trap Summer Throwback logo of 2020. This one looks a lot better than usual. The second ever Boss Trap logo, just, of course, made as a replica. The Boss Trap pre-modern logo. This one's super, special in my heart, because I remember I was playing SMDS's Lost in Space, and I was doing this. Here's the Summer Throwback, or not the Summer Throwback, the Throwback Compilations logo, and this is what it was, that logo earlier. So what that is. Oh, there's one that fell, as you can see. Boss Trap first compilations logo. The Boss Trap Square logo. I still hate this. Here was the other old one. I don't know if there's something that fell, so give me a second here. Yeah, so there's that. And finally, I saved the special one for last. The first ever that I made, that I actually saved. I made this in 7th grade in 2017. It's crazy to think about that. Now, it wasn't made on August 7th, which is essentially when I made the first ever logo. But this right here is considered the first ever logo, so it's really cool. that, I still have this. And that's a, like, water, that was from, like, my Repel or shit or whatnot, I remember. So, yeah, that's all the Boss Nation logos. That's an updated video on these, as last time I made a video was in 2019, and I was multitasking through it. So, yeah, needed to upload something because I was super bored today, and thank you for watching, if you did.